worked with Mr. Trump before when he was president. Under his watch, we extended our MOU on defense. We continue to grow our trade and investment links between Singapore and the US in a very productive manner. The EBRC has not been convened. When we do so, we will announce it, as we always do. We won't do these things quietly. As each day passes, I am more ready. Where Mr. Lee Hsien Yang is concerned, he has made allegations which the government has responded fully to. I cannot control what he says or does. Whatever his actions, they will not distract me and my team from focusing on the core issues that are important to Singaporeans. Certainly, when there are tariffs applied, and countries, not just America, even now Europe and other countries have been applying tariffs for fear of Chinese products overwhelming their market, particularly around electric cars. So we are concerned in a world where there are more and more frictions to trade, because trade is 3 times our GDP. We are an open economy. We are a trading economy. We would be concerned in a world where there are more and more frictions to trade overall. There may be a limited role for countries to apply tariffs, but it ought to be ideally applied within a proper framework. And that's why we go back to if there are issues, if there are disputes around trade, we think, from Singapore's point of view, a better way would be to revamp and strengthen the WTO. So while it's getting harder and harder to get countries to support this agenda, even set aside the new administration, even with the previous or the current US administration under Mr. Biden, it's not been easy to put this on the agenda, but we will keep on trying, and we will work with like-minded countries to see how we can strengthen the WTO, have a better framework for continued trade and investments to take place amongst countries. Where it is difficult to do it at the global level, we can still do it at the regional level. And that's why we should also, and we are, doing whatever we can to do more around ASEAN and other regional forums. But again, where it comes back to US and Singapore, we have an FTA with them. It's this year the 20th anniversary of the FTA. It's a gold standard. And in fact, across both sides of the House in the US, bipartisan support for the FTA. They all recognize that it is a gold standard FTA, which has benefited Singapore, but certainly benefited America and created many good jobs for Americans. So on that front, we are hopeful that we can, with the new administration, continue to work together. The EBRC has not been convened. When we do so, we will announce it, as we always do. We won't do these things quietly. Whether or not, when the election is to be held, I think I have not decided. And when, again, we start the process, people will know. The budget will be what it is, right? If potentially, it could be the last budget in our term of government, potentially. Because elections could still be done before the budget, but potentially, if the elections are after, then it will be the last budget in this term of government. And But with any budget, whether it is at the beginning of the term or at the end of the term, we focus on our priorities in the near term, immediate issues of concerns that may arise, like cost of living, but we also think beyond the horizon on what are the investments and what are the decisions we need to take to put Singapore on a stronger position. Where Mr. Lee Hsien Yang is concerned, he has made allegations which the government has responded fully to. I cannot control what he says or does, but there are no legal restrictions on him and his wife or his son. They are free to come back to Singapore. I cannot control what he says when he is abroad, but whatever his actions, they will not distract me and my team from focusing on the core issues that are important to Singaporeans, which means taking care of Singaporeans' livelihoods, advancing our standards of living, and making sure that we continue to build a better future for ourselves. There will still be some, from time to time, differences in views, which is bound to happen, whether it's on US, China, Middle East, whatever it is, even if our neighbors. But for the most part, we want to engage, we want to explain to Singaporeans what we are doing, and hopefully get a large majority of support in whatever decisions we take that will ultimately be to serve the interest of Singapore and Singaporeans. And if we can do that, then when we are on the international stage, we speak with one Singapore voice. We speak to advance our shared priorities and interests and to maintain our standing as a responsible and a respected member of the international community. So that's what we will continue to try and do to the best we can, because once we are unable to uphold this ability to speak with one voice, to keep politics at the water's edge, once we are unable to do that, then our ability to conduct effective foreign policy as a country is severely undermined. And we can see so many examples of that in so many other places.